The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWAN News.
Tracy Pat, join me later for sports.
Reports of police officers being involved in the extortion of money and taking part in criminal and unlawful activities is increasing. Assistant Commissioner of Police for NCD and Central, Peter Guinness, said this during the recent divisional parade in the nation's capital.
The number of reports made by members of the public to the RPNGC mostly resonates around police officers abusing their power and authority and demanding and extorting money from the public. These forms of extortion occurred mostly when police officers are involved in conducting illegal roadblocks. Assistant Commissioner of Police for NCD and Central, Peter Guinness, revealed this during the recent divisional parade in nation's capital.
Openly demanding and extorting money from members of the public. We have received complaints of illegal roadblocks along the two central highways and in some parts of the city, especially at night times, where police personnel are said to have extorted money from motorists and commuters.
Sepik Guinness said they have received reports also that police officers have engaged in criminal activities, including the consumption of illegal drugs such as methamphetamine.
Received reports of police personnel engaged in criminal activities and openly peddling with consuming illegal drugs like methamphetamine, cocaine and marijuana.
He said reports also revealed that provincial station commanders and zone commanders are not doing enough to control their members who are heavily involved in such practices.
That zone commanders, PSCs and NCOs are not doing enough to maintain command and control in the frontline police.
Sepik Guinness said the RPNGC management is doing all it can to clamp down on the issue. He added that they will put more resources into the internal investigation unit to better track down perpetrators.
A lot of effort was made by the management to clamp down on these abuses, and we will continue to maintain the tempo in our internal investigations from here onward. We will continue to rigorously investigate and weed out such corrupt activities from within the constabulary. We will give more teeth to the internal investigation unit by providing manpower and resources to assist and tackle crime and corruption within the constabulary.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Leslie Mamu's term as Papua New Guinea's public solicitor has been extended to 6 years. He was sworn into office Wednesday, 14th August, by Chief Justice Sir Gibbs Salika.
Papua New Guinea's public solicitor Leslie Mamu was officially sworn in Wednesday by Chief Justice Sir Gibbs Salika at the APEC House in Port Moresby, signifying his continued term in the office for the next 6 years. His swearing-in ceremony was witnessed by his wife and staff of the Public Solicitor's Office. In welcoming his reappointment, Mamu said there are important projects that he needs to complete. This extension allows him to do so. One of the projects he intends to complete is the institutional housing for state lawyers. He expressed gratitude to the Judicial Legal Service Commission for having the confidence in him to extend his term. Meanwhile, Chief Justice Salika reminded Mamu to perform to the best of his ability with the confidence and faith that Commission has in him. Salika said Mamu will be observed in his role for the next 6 years, serving as the public solicitor of Papua New Guinea. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The EU Straight PNG program, with the support of the International Telecommunication Union, has established Nuku's first digital hub in West Sepik province. This facility benefits over 16,000 residents, providing local farmers and agripreneurs with essential digital skills, educational resources, and global market access. The hub's recent training program focuses on improving agricultural productivity and expanding market opportunities, emphasizing gender equality and youth empowerment. The initiative marks a significant step towards sustainable economic growth in the Sepik region, empowering the community to overcome barriers and thrive in the digital age. Explosive weapons that were employed but have not exploded yet are known as unexploded ordnances, or UXO. Today, the St. John Ambulance and Lay Fire Service underwent a first-of-its-kind training on UXO. Papua New Guinea was the center of conflict between the Allied forces and the Japanese in World War II. Today, explosives from the war still contaminate large areas of the Pacific Islands. The St. John Ambulance and Lay Fire Service attended a first-of-its-kind training on how to handle unexploded ordnances, identify and improvise explosive devices, and how to respond appropriately.
It's a line of Mangrove itself, starting from Southern all the way up to Mangrove Park Post, all the way up to Overnight Sananda. A lot of fighting been going around, and bombs, a lot of bombs been dropped here, around in Mangrove itself, around in Bay City itself, around Port Makam. A lot of bombs been dropped, and a lot of bombs hasn't gone out yet because of the soil. So a lot of places were swampy. So I think Mangrove was one of the places that a lot of bombs been dropped during World War II.
These unexploded ordnances, or UXO, may include bombs, bullets, shells, grenades, or mines.
The police to the disaster, and disaster will come out, assess it, and then invite the engineer to come in. The public, when they see one, what they do is stay away from the UXO, stay away from it, mark it out, report it, and appropriate authorities come in and deal with it. Only people go live on because you might blame yourself out, because a lot of these UXOs, we don't know whether they're inert, meaning that, but a lot of them are still active. That means they can go anytime.
Jacob said if anyone comes across UXOs, the best approach would be to steer clear of it and call their respective police stations or disaster offices. The training was facilitated by the Sandbox Security Company, a Lay-based firm that started soon after the January 10th looting in Port Moresby, known as Black Wednesday. The civil unrest brought to the fore the need for enhanced security trainings for especially small businesses. The company offers static guard training, armed guard training, escort guards, leadership packages, and bomb awareness. The National Fisheries Authority has announced it is finalizing a revised National Bêche de Mer Fishery Management Plan to better support Bêche de Mer farmers and investors across Papua New Guinea's maritime provinces. NFA Managing Director Justin Ilakini stated that the fishery closure is essential to allow stocks to recover and to update the management plan. The revised plan will promote sustainable harvesting, safeguard livelihoods, and incorporate modern strategies, including community-based sandfish farming and enhanced monitoring. Ilakini urged coastal communities to assist in the plan's review and warned against illegal harvesting, emphasizing the severe penalties for violations. The NFA aims to complete the biological assessment and decide on reopening the fishery by the end of the year. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have more stories after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great mutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bungim Yumi.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plana lapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. The NCD's Youth Summit and Expo concluded its three-day inaugural open dialogue at the APEC House Wednesday, 14th August, with the concluding theme Connecting the Dots, reflecting on the past 2 days, key areas of discussion. According to NCD Youth Summit and Expo coordinator Vernon Gawi, all 200 participants were given the opportunity to formulate discussions in groups about pressing issues faced by youths and their approaches on how to solve these issues. They were then presented to the floor in the presence of NCD Governor Paul Parkop, United Nations dignitaries, stakeholders and relative organizations to consider. The young participants pitched ideas that included programs and projects and received valuable feedback and mentorship. Governor Parkop confirmed that the NCD Youth Summit and Expo will now be an annual event that gives youth a platform to have open dialogues and participate in nation building. The New Works and National Highways Acting Secretary Gibson Holemba resumed duties today in this new capacity after the gazettal notice of his appointment and the revocation of former Secretary David Were was served Wednesday, 14th August. Holemba held a media conference today to highlight this and said it was business as usual at the department and paid respect to the outgoing secretary.
Gibson Holemba's acting appointment is for 3 months and he replaces David Were, who was the longest-serving secretary in the department. Flanked by the 4 executive managers of the department, Holemba thanked David for his leadership in the department.
Since us taking over office, Mr. Were yesterday afternoon, the National Gazette number G658, from PMNC department, they came and served to him on the revocation of appointment and appointing myself as the acting secretary for the next 3 months. And so that instrument has now instructed me to resume duties as of this morning at 8 o'clock.
Holemba says he will take it from where Were left.
We give respect to Mr. Were because his contribution to infrastructure development in this country is enormous. And me sitting here talking to you, I'm a product of David Were. I was in the provinces, I was coming up as a training engineer. You see the potential in most of us, including myself. and he promoted me to be where I am today. So I give all the due respect to Mr. Were.
Some of the work done under Were's reign and acknowledged by the new secretary include a restructure of the department, managing the large road network in the country, establishment of the National Roads Authority, and delivering the government's Connect PNG program, among others. With Were's contract being revoked by a NEC decision, Olemba also took time to explain what that meant.
That secretary's contract was not terminated. Secretary is not sidelined. He's not suspended, or he's not set. There were some headlines that made those kind of words. Secretary is reassigned. Reassigned meaning that he is still maintaining his contract in the same capacity as he was a secretary, but in a different capacity as in a different position. Meaning that the Gazette of May 8th of this year, Gazette number 338, reassigned him to be the ambassador in Philippines.
On behalf of the 4 executive directors, John Ame welcomed Olemba to this new role. Olemba thanked NEC for recognizing his potential and said he is ready to drive the government's agenda forward. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape says his government, through the National Statistical Office, should be able to give the running figure of the population of PNG by the end of August. This does not mean census is complete. Enumeration and data verification will continue until all required information from all parts of the country is gathered and completed. Despite running behind in time, the Prime Minister is determined to complete this important constitutional process.
The Prime Minister says his government will ensure the census is concluded no matter how long it takes.
But data verification, data cleansing, continued updates will go on. So I don't expect it to be completed in weeks, and just for us to come up with a number, it's a big task. To go to all parts of our country, whether by air, by land, by sea, it's a mammoth task. But I want to take this time to thank those who've helped out there to get yourself to be counted, especially our provincial administrators.
While the census exercise is ongoing, he is confident to disclose some figures at the end of August.
The National Statistics Office would indicate to the country where is the number of, in as far as our people's number, by the end of this month. The reference date was 16th of July, meaning that's a key night they will ask you, where were you, for them to start to put you into the data uplink. So we're getting good reports that work is, although it is slow, you expect a big work like this to also face hiccups.
And with the LRG elections coming up in September, the Prime Minister is also mindful of this exercise and says census will take precedence over elections.
Census will not be left half done or half complete. It is a very, very important task. It may eat into our next important constitutional task that is coming up before us. That is the LLG elections. We don't want to overlap these two important tasks all at the same time. Counting people is important as much as election of the LLG is important. So as I speak today, there's a meeting going on with the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government and Electoral Commission to see whether we still have sufficient time to run election knowing that census is still going on today. So we can't afford to have two big events running concurrently, overlapping with each other. So I want to indicate to the country that census takes precedence.
The Electoral Commissioner, in a statement on Wednesday, confirmed that LNG elections will go ahead as planned. However, the Prime Minister wants to see the census exercise conclude first and does not want to see two constitutional activities run simultaneously. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
The prestigious Lamana Hotel pulled out all the stops to mark its 30th anniversary at the renowned Gold Club known as the Party Capital of the Pacific. The evening was a sensory explosion featuring a diverse array of culinary delights, refreshing beverages and captivating entertainment dispersed throughout the venue, showcasing a medley of musical genres. Lamana Hotel pulled out all the stops to mark its 30th anniversary at the Gold Club, a renowned hotspot known as the party capital of the Pacific. The event was a lavish sensory experience packed with an array of delectable tastes, enticing beverages and captivating entertainment, all thoughtfully curated and spread out across different sections of the venue. Each area featured its own distinct musical genre, infusing the celebration with a dynamic fusion of culture and creativity. Attendees were bestowed with visually striking entry tags designed to elevate their experience, each granting access to unique attractions. From an electrifying Elvis performance to a nostalgic journey through 80s music and a top-notch Pacific-themed experience at the 360 bar, guests were treated to an unforgettable night of variety and splendor. The celebrations commenced with a heartfelt tribute to the hotel's long-standing staff and an ode to the history that has shaped the Lamana into what it is today. Guests were transported through time as they regaled with the humble beginnings of Lamana and the enduring legacy of the Lamana family.
So those of you that have been with us since 30 years ago, you remember what Lamana was like back then. There's a lot of family, there's a lot of friends. I'm calling you family because most of you here are pretty much family to us. So Giannis came over. That was 29 years ago. Giannis came over and started this journey with us, and it was his vision that has got us to where we are right now, and that is why most of you see Giannis and you think Lamana straight away. 600 staff that have been with us to this day, thank you very much for your support. We wouldn't have done this without you. This is why we are celebrating 30 years with Lamana Hotel.
Evelyn Uware, a dedicated staff of 19 years, shared her inspiring journey within the company, recounting the trials and triumphs she has encountered along the way.
The journey has been tough, I will say. Having a boss like Mr. Nicola, he has his good sides, he has his bad sides, but it's good because he shapes and molds you to become a better person, a better employee for the company as a whole.
The jubilant festivities drew to a close with a dazzling fireworks extravaganza, a renowned staple of Lamana celebrations. A special guest appearance by an exceptional Elton John impressionist left attendees in awe, hinting at the possibility of even more surprises awaiting them throughout the weekend, ensuring that the 30th anniversary celebration was just the beginning of an unforgettable hotel experience in the party capital. Visual artists and carvers from Madang province have been struggling with selling their art since the COVID-19 pandemic. Working together, they have managed to thrive in their craft. These talented artists can be seen stationed outside the Madang Resort Hotel every day with their artwork, hoping to catch interested clients. Team leader Robert Banasi of Madang Art Maniacs said it is sad to see the once thriving industry stagnant and without support from key agencies. He said many of these artists are self-taught, and Robert would like to see more training programs that will help them grow professionally. Winston Kawage Jr. is a self-taught painter. He said the sale of painting is not the same as it was before the year 2018, when Madang was a vibrant tourist hub prior to COVID-19. Winston to this day still sits outside the Madang Resort selling his artwork, and today bargains over price more than ever with visitors or interested buyers. Many potential buyers complain about the high cost of living and travel expenses into Papua New Guinea before they purchase a souvenir. Winston would like to see more government intervention in local art industry, where industry players can participate in and improve their market capabilities. Leader of Madang Art Maniacs, Robert Banasi, is working on establishing a database for all artists across Madang's 6 districts, with the aim to conjure strategic approaches on how best they can be able to coordinate and establish training and marketing avenues for established artists, the self-taught, and those interested in pursuing their passion in art. According to Robert, there are quite a few exhibitions he would like to see his young artists attend and gain insight into enhance their skills. This includes the Lioness Club exhibition, school visits, and applying to the Akis Arts competition. Local businessman Gary Litz has indicated assisting the local artists to organize an exhibition in the province. Robert is also looking forward to having discussions with the National Cultural Commission to explore some of their programs and where these programs can support Madang's artists. The Madang's artists are also looking forward to sending some artwork for display during the National Art Gallery exhibition next month. Robert is calling on other artists in Madang to join Madang Art Maniacs and pursue these goals together. Robert views art as a life-changing industry which can have great impact on the society for the better. And now to the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2576 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2501 $0.3740 Australian dollars, €0.2197 euro, and 36.36 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, cocoa, palm oil and copper closed higher, gold, coffee and crude oil closed lower, and copra closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have more stories in the next break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Buying PNG made.
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency, and quietness. Designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort, and safety. Experience the ride on the Hi-Ace bus and experience the Hi-Ace pride. The bus that exceeds all expectation.
All Mama Flame is story all Sam.
Me say you sing flame flower long one him. Me say me Kim Kai Kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like him flower balls belong me what them kawa war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut me save walk him lo house. Me make kumu mix him want them cow na karama pim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is kelly one time wala pela kai kai. Me save kissing more kai kai long all get a toya me tromoy one time flame flower.
You enough making more one time flame flower.
Scale Rise brings to you some Scale Indie vibes this independence. Cashing out a total of 300,000 kina in prize money around PNG this independence. 4 fortnightly draws, 75 fortnightly winners, 300 total Scale Rise winners, and 1,000 kina Scale Indie prize for every Scale winner. Here's how to enter the promotion. Buy any Scale or Ori Rise product, write your full name and contact details on the back of the store receipt, drop your entry into the entry box in store. For more information, either check in store or follow us on our Scale Rise PNG page. Terms and conditions apply. Scale Rise, and buy you like it.
Thank you for being with us. In the heart of Kalokolevo village on the outskirts of Fiji's capital, Suva, an important initiative unfolded as villagers and students united to protect and restore the lifeblood of their coastal ecosystem, the mangroves. On World Mangrove Day 2024, the village hosted a mangrove planting event, marking the 5th time an NGO has collaborated with the community on such an initiative. This time, however, the villagers are determined to carry forward the torch of conservation themselves. Mangroves are not only a natural defense against coastal erosion and storm surges, but they also act as carbon sinks, capturing and storing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. In Fiji, where mangroves cover approximately 46,600 hectares, about 4% of the country's forest cover, these ecosystems play a crucial role in the battle against climate change. COVID-era restrictions on alcohol are being removed to help revitalize Sydney's struggling nightlife. Soon, patrons will be allowed to drink standing up al fresco style outside venues.
On its knees, but the state government is keen to get it back on its feet.
We've got a red tape hangover in New South Wales after decades of over-regulation. Not all of it makes sense, and where it doesn't, we're determined to remove it.
The changes are a rollback of COVID-era rules that require patrons to be seated in outdoor areas when drinking alcohol in licensed venues.
We say it's not up to the state government to tell people whether to stand up or sit down. Responsible adults, good venues, should be allowed people to make that choice.
The changes are part of the second wave of reforms, which include special entertainment precincts. Venues will be able to use spaces such as footpaths to accommodate al fresco drinkers.
Any reason for us to be able to have more people enjoying a schooner at the pub in a more comfortable way means the world to us. All the oldest Australiana photos you see of pubs and stuff like that is groups of blokes either in their thongs inside or standing out the front having a schooner. So if we can promote more of that style of a lifestyle in Sydney.
Even if it would mean more potential risks for venues.
It'd be nice like on a summer's day and things like that, but I think you'd have to say a certain time, that you couldn't have it because people get silly when they've had a few more extra drinks and that, and so you have to have security.
The Minister acknowledged these new rules alone won't be enough to solve Sydney's nightlife woes, but they can help when combined with other plan measures like reducing licensing fees. While the plans will ultimately require the support of local councils, it seems pub patrons in New South Wales will soon have no excuse not to stand their rounds.
A petition demanding new age restrictions on social media has been delivered to State Parliament. It comes as a worldwide study finds governments are failing young people as their mental health declines.
Those who knew Liv Evans say she was an incredible girl. She loved art and nature and had a cheeky sense of humour. But at 15, while battling anorexia, she took her own life. Clutching his daughter's ashes, her father Rob remembers how social media made her situation worse.
Because the way the algorithms are built, she just kept obviously getting more and more of that stuff. And people that are holding themselves out to be healthy, eating 200 calories a day and being skinny, and she used to say, I'm fat, but she'd weigh like 32 kilos.
Today he was in Parliament as a petition with over 113,000 signatures was presented, calling for the minimum legal age for social media use to be 16.
Parents are saying they need a circuit breaker. They need agency to say to their kids, sorry, you can't go on social media because it's illegal.
The government's holding a summit in October to explore better regulation, and age restrictions on social media are on the table.
My view is, at best, it's a giant time suck for young people, and at worst, it has serious deleterious effects on their mental health, on their well-being.
On the same day this petition was delivered to Parliament, a worldwide study has found that youth mental health around the globe is at crisis levels. But while social media was identified as a factor, so was a lack of investment in mental health support, as well as intergenerational inequality.
They can't buy houses, they've got insecure work, they're coming out of their period of education with huge debt.
A world of worry that many believe social media is making worse.
New research has unlocked secrets behind the origins of Britain's fabled...
Find there was more to the mystery of its origins.
We found out that the central 6-ton stone at the heart of Stonehenge, the altar stone, actually comes from northeast Scotland and not Wales.
It's a discovery raising more questions than answers.
We thought for the longest time that the altar stone came from Wales, which is only a few hundred kilometres away from Stonehenge. But this discovery that it came from northeast Scotland, at least 700 kilometres away, is going to have big implications for how we understand movement and the transfer of people in Neolithic Britain.
So all this material is being carefully chosen and being brought together. So the question really now is, how did these early Britons bring all this material together, and indeed why did they bring all this construction material together?
The same tools used to analyse WA's resource-rich northwest helped scientists examine the altar stone's fingerprint using the grain-like crystals in the sandstone.
And we analysed the age and chemical composition of these grains, and that gives us almost like a fingerprint that we can then compare to other rocks throughout Britain and Ireland, kind of like a barcode.
Their next step is to find out precisely where the stone came from 5,000 years ago.
So we've narrowed it down to a restricted area in Scotland, but there is a huge amount of mountains and quarries that it could have come from, so the hunt really has now commenced.
A hunt for answers to unravel an ancient mystery.
Salesian social communication delegates and laypeople from the East Asia-Oceania region gathered alongside global counterparts at the Università Pontificia Salesiana for the Global Salesian Communication Conference, themed Shaping Tomorrow. The event ran from August 1st to the 7th, 2024. The recent Global Salesian Communication Conference focused on empowering participants to engage in digital evangelization, fostering young people as good Christians and honest citizens. Representatives from 11 EAO provinces, including Indonesia, Myanmar, Korea, and the Vice Province of Papua New Guinea and the Solomon Islands attended the event. For 6 days, participants explored topics such as digital culture, artificial intelligence, and social media evangelization. Spiritual nourishment was provided through daily mass, while networking opportunities arose during coffee breaks, meals, and a tour of Rome. PGS representatives, including Father Ambrose Pereira, SDB, and lay volunteer Lucy Napitalai, emphasized the need for creative digital engagement with young people. Participants were urged to balance innovation with Salesian identity, while the importance of human relationships, digital transformation, and practical project implementation were highlighted. The conference concluded with a visit to the Vatican City's Redemptoris Mater Chapel and Castel Gandolfo, followed by a Thanksgiving Mass at the Basilica of Sacro Cuore in Rome. Delegates left inspired to educate and empower young people as digital missionaries within their provinces. And that ends the news segment. Join Tracy Parr after the break for your news in sports.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bum bum. Are you ready to meet the best version of yourself? The one with the bright, confident smile? You've got to take pride in how good you look, how fresh your breath smells, and how great you feel. To boss it at work, to be your best for uni, or to catch the eye of that special someone. You've got to brush up your vibe with whiter, healthier, brighter teeth. Brush up for confidence with Colgate.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Welcome back. His Sepik sprint sensation, Emmanuel Hannis, has continued to enjoy his athletics aspiration with some impressive performances both individually and in relay events since taking up the sport. However, the 23-year-old could have been on the football paddock, scoring tries had he gone with rugby. Emmanuel's story is nothing short of incredible. Like every other kid in the neighborhood, he had a dream of pursuing a career in rugby and ultimately wanted to play for the Comals.
Early involvement with football was back in school, playing school's rugby league that had a promising start when he was scouted to represent the Northern Confederate under-20s in Leh. Manu came out to the big stage to expose his raw talent, especially his explosive speed, energy, skill and agility to score tries with ease. In fact, in one of his games, he scored 7 tries, which ultimately gave him away to athletics. His eye-catching scoring prowess actually led him to change lane and join athletics, which he did after he was invited to try out the sprint events. In his first trial race, Manu ran an incredible 10.69 seconds, the fastest for a 19-year-old. This grabbed the attention of athletics PNG boss Tony Green. After his short induction to athletics at the National Sports Institute, Manu has spent majority of his athletics career training and studying overseas in the United States of America, while at the same time representing the country at the recent international events.
I wanted so bad to go and play for the Comals. I actually got scouted and I represent the Northern Zone under-20s, and I came up to the ranks. And there was this one competition where, there was this one game actually, I scored 7 tries in one game, and my coach saw it and was like, no, we gotta try this guy in track. So they took me and they sent me to a track meet, and that's when I ran 10.69, which is one of the fastest time in the year, and one of the records for a 19-year-old to run. So when I ran that time, I got the attention of Mr. Green, and he was like, no, we gotta try this guy in athletics. So when they took me in, I started running fast times, just like, send this guy to the US. So yeah, I actually wanted to play rugby. It was my wildest dream to play for the Comals, but now I'm pursuing a different career and actually going to the States. So.
Did Manu have any regrets for choosing athletics over rugby? He casually said, a little bit maybe. This Friday, Manu departs for New Mexico Junior College with 6 emerging athletes to continue studies and training for the upcoming Mini and Pacific Games. For the young sprinter, going back to the US is like homecoming. He's done it before when he was based in Kansas. He returns this time to a new school with new athletes.
Just a little bit, just a little. When I see Judah Rimbu and those small guys that I played together with them, Sewin Tanabe, all those boys coming up, and I was like, I wish I could play with them, and but yeah, school is important too for me, so education comes first, God comes first, and then education and family, so yeah, I'm just taking all the opportunities with both ends and yeah, going.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Garamoots are happy they won the ICC Men's Under-19 Cricket World Cup EAP Qualified Division 2 in Samoa, but are more focused on final qualifying in Japan in April next year. The PNG Under-19 men's cricket team head coach was impressed with the performances in Samoa. He looks forward to the final qualifier.
The PNG Garamoots are one tournament away to secure themselves a ticket to historic ICC Men's Under-19 Cricket World Cup in 2026 in Zambia and Zimbabwe. The Garamoots head coach Tatenda Taibu expressed that he is anticipating the final qualifier in Japan in 8 months' time, hoping for better results. The boys are also anticipating the qualifier.
Around the corner, about 8 months from now, where they'll be facing Japan and Fiji to qualify for the next round. So they are already talking about it and already looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to that as well.
At the East Asia Pacific Qualifier 2 in Samoa, the PNG Garamoots was unstoppable, winning all the round matches and went on to beat Indonesia in the finals. The victory was a testament for the PNG boys, who are already eyeing for their maiden World Cup appearance in 2026. The Garamoots head coach said the boys deserve the win. Every player in the team rose up to the occasion and delivered for their side. However, there were some standouts who really troubled their opponents throughout the tournament.
Obviously, Dante Tom obviously played really well, being the player of the tournament. I think he had the highest runs in the tournament. There was also Gaba Frank, who batted really well. Obviously, even Frank Naime up at the top, together with Vagi Jr. They really played well. They always set a good platform for us. So those are the ones that really stood out in the batting. Lekwa just struggled at the beginning of the tournament, but played really well at the final. And bowling was really classical.
With a tournament away to qualify for the World Cup, Taibu recognizes Cricket PNG for its commitment and effort in promoting the sport. He said they have brought Barramundis to the World Cup in the West Indies, and now the Garamoots. Should the boys qualify?
Well, I think it just shows that the organization is running well. It shows that, from the board is doing a good job. It shows that the administrators are doing a good job. It shows that the coaches and the...
A ferry showdown awaits at the home of AFL, the Port Moresby Courts ground this Saturday, when minor premiers and Heli favourites Garaka Bombers meet up with new kids on the block and worthy grand finalist Garoo Magpies to decide the Cup champions for the 2024 Port Moresby Monoplus AFL Premier Competition. Garaka made mincemeat of the high-flying West Eagles 2 weeks ago to book the first grand final spot, but would be wary of what Magpies can bring to the table on D-Day, given their last 2 impressive wins over Dockers and Eagles.
POM AFL season is anticipating a decent finish to this season, with 2 exciting grand final deciders for the men's Premier and B-grade divisions set for Saturday at Coles. Lamana Dockers and University Tigers will kick off proceedings early for the B-grade before the main blockbuster event kicks off mid-afternoon between Garaka Bombers and Garoo Magpies. This is a must-watch decider, and given both teams have huge fan base and followings, Coles would be expecting a capacity crowd. As a build-up toward Saturday's major event, the POM AFL executive organized a grand final media opportunity with the 2 teams' captains and the president on Wednesday this week for a sneak preview of how the teams are gearing up for the big showdown, while the president gives his overview of how the season has been and how they would anticipate the finals to conclude. Garoo Magpies, relishing their maiden grand final appearance against favourites Bombers, won't be overwhelmed by the occasion and looking forward to embrace the challenge. Magpies captain Norman Aupasa said this has been 9 years in the making for the Magpies, coming thus far and looking forward to giving their best and enjoying the moment.
So yeah, I must pass struggles with Miki Kame, and Miki go through so. We have game best from that weekend. We are expecting more Garaka Bombers to come strong, and grand final, so game but tough.
Opposing Bombers keeper Peter Kereke said though they beat Magpies during the regular season, they expect them to come hard this time and they'll be ready. From the bye last week, the boys have been focusing on polishing up on their game structure and processes.
But to make up, prepare facing Magpies throughout the season, make up beating all around games. So I'm pretty sure that they'll come out and we can find one. So my papa just stick to a structure.
Meanwhile, former AFL President Douglas Lai expressed great relief that the games ran smoothly throughout the season without incidences and would anticipate the finals to conclude trouble-free on Saturday. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Binatangs are set for another Three-Nation Cup tournament in Cairns, Australia. Scheduled at the end of the month, the tournament will give an opportunity for PNG AFL Under-16 team to share cultures and create bonding with Australian Cairns Under-16 teams.
AFL PNG will be sending its Under-16 team, the Binatangs, to participate in the Far North Queensland Challenge in Cairns, Australia later this month. The tournament will also see girls Under-16 team participating. The Far North Queensland Challenge hosts two Cairns teams and PNG who will be competing. The tournament aims at maintaining the bond between AFL Cairns and AFL PNG, who have been enjoying strong connection through this challenge tournament. AFL PNG Talent Development Manager David Toppenny highlights the importance of the tournament. He explained that the tournament presents an opportunity for footballers to share cultures and bond among themselves and those that involved in the event.
But we also have the Tri-Nation Challenge coming up on end of this month, 30th, in Cairns. There will be Under-16 PNG boys, Under-16 PNG girls playing against the KPO side and Cairns side as well. So we're looking forward to bring the little ones down to Cairns to be part of the Tri-Nation. It's all about, it's not about winning, but we're sharing the culture and bonding, get to know each other from a Far North Queensland Challenge.
Toppenny further said AFL PNG is looking forward to bring its Under-16 boys and Under-16 girls down to Australia, where they will be playing in a number of matches against Cairns Under-16 teams. Queensland AFL and PNG AFL have been in good partnership in terms of partnership in training and talent development program during the recent years. This challenge will strengthen their existing relations, as both parties have promising footballers in their junior teams. Meanwhile, one of the best talents in the Binatang squad, Alan Severa, who recently trained with Gold Coast Suns Academy in Australia, is still in the country. He could travel with the Binatangs for the tournament whilst awaiting the Suns Academy to finalize his deal to travel back to Australia. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
Since joining the Leeds Rhinos at the end of 2019 in the Super League, Rhys Martin has been a great player, leader and person to the club. He has helped the club winning Challenge Cup and English Super League Grand Final in 2022 and lead them to finals during the course of his tenure at the club. After spending almost 5 years at the club, the PNG international has decided to move on. He signed a multi-year deal with Hull Kingston Rovers starting next year. His departure didn't set well with some at the club, including the newly recruited head coach Brad Hatter. Hatter, who joined the club mid-year after being sacked as Eels head coach, was disappointed with Martin's departure, but considered that it is part of the game. The PNG Kumul's captain will likely see out his career in the English Super League, but it will a great opportunity for fans to see one of their favourites running out in different colours next year. Star Panthers duo Dylan Edwards and James Fisher-Harris are set to return for Thursday night's showdown with the Storm. Both teams are expected to field all their big guns for what is anticipated to be a brushing encounter.
Panthers star fullback Dylan Edwards is set to return from a knee injury suffered in the State of Origin decider, with James Fisher-Harris also on the comeback from a groin injury. The pair have been both retained in the 19 players who are 24 hours out from the game, with coach Ivan Cleary confirmed they will return. Maverick Gaia and Liam Henry have come into the side for the injured Scott Sorensen and suspended Liam Martin. Backrower Eli Katoa is named to return from a knee injury after missing last week's win over South Sydney. The comeback has triggered a forward pack reshuffle, with Nelson Asofa Solomona shifting to prop, Tui Kamkamitha moving to the bench. 1 day out from the game, Dean Eremiah and Tepai Moeroa and Kane Bradley dropped away from the squad named on Tuesday, with Chris Lewis and Sua Fanlongo remaining in the extended squad. Panthers, in the meantime, are tipping Panthers to prevail in a close one. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's it for sports. Over to you, Carol.
Thank you, Tracy. And now with the weather forecast for the main centers for the next 24 hours. Southern region, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Port Moresby, partly cloudy, with chances of brief showers and drizzles. Momase, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Lae, mostly fine with chance of few showers and drizzles. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Kavieng, some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy with some rain showers. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas slight to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas slight to moderate with south to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Islands, to Kerma to Yule Island, to Hood Point to Samarai Islands. Seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 meters along warning areas. Waters of Finschhafen through Vitius Strait to Siasi and Long Islands. Seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2 to 2.5 meters at times along warning areas. Waters of West New Britain, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters, rising to 2 to 2.5 meters along warning areas. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. From the news team, good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.